Hey, what's going on? It's your girl Chandie. Welcome back to the Chandie Speaks podcast, y'all. It's another week and I'm back. I'm back here, still in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. Hey, what's going on? Did you miss me? Did you miss me? These last few episodes that I've had have been just guest stars on the show. I've had three consecutive, it was a record for me, three consecutive episodes. Actually, they got a lot of attention on YouTube and Spotify. Shout out to all my listeners and followers. Thank you for listening. It was cool. Um, it allowed me to have like a break, sort of, because believe it or not, I recorded all three of those interviews like basically within the same weekend. It was like some turbulent energy or some creative energy that was flowing like middle of January that was happening, and I just went with it. I was like, hitting up people all over the country, and yeah, I was able to have virtual recording. Yeah, it's different. Obviously, the sound quality is different. How do you guys like my microphone? The sound quality is different because I'm recording them over the phone, but the conversations were actually, that's part of my notes. I'm gonna just go into my notes because that's part of what I wanted to lead this episode with. It's just my post interview commentary that I didn't love and respect for everyone that came on my show, everyone that wants to come on the show. I have a couple people who still want to come, and well, by come on the show I mean like do a virtual interview with me. I can't. Some of my coolest people, like, they're not anywhere near me. The coolest people I know, they're like scattered all over the world. So it's cool that I have that feature on my phone to record the phone calls. I was like, hey, let me just see what I can do with that. So that was cool. But yeah, I think I needed that break because it's shit's been going kind of down in my own personal life, but I'm gonna get to that later. Let me go into my post interview notes. Where the fuck are my notes? What day is it? Today is February. It's February. I haven't talked to you guys like this since last month. Pretty much all year I had those. I had like one episode this year, and then the rest have been guest stars. So let me talk about my first guest star, Darshel. That episode was crap. I don't even remember the name. It feels like it was so long ago. We recorded that so long ago. It was episode number 41, Human Origins and Genetic Dominance with Darshel on January 21st. That was recorded like a few days before that. So let me tell you about Darshel. Shout out to Darshel. I was in a bar. This was last year. This was like right around New Year's last year. I think I talked about this already. I was in a bar, and yeah, that's basically it. I think I overheard his conversation with someone else speaking in French or something. I was like, "You speak French?" And he was like, "Yeah, I speak Spanish, French." And right off the bat, I'm like, "You're an interesting person." I know what you guys are saying. Like, I thought you don't have guy friends. I kind of don't. I really don't. No disrespect, but I really don't think this guy is straight. Maybe it's the tone in his voice, but the whole time, I'm pretty for fucking sure he's not straight. But if I'm fucking wrong, then I'm fucking wrong. Like, my gaydar is not what it used to be. But just going off of the tone in his voice and just how much, I don't know. He seemed like well put together and smarter. And I feel like homosexual men are that. No shade or anything. But this whole time, I'm developing this friendship with this very interesting person who's been all over the world. He's been in the military. speaks multiple languages, knows a lot about, you know, a lot of different things. I'm really hoping that he's kind of gay because because I don't understand. Like that's probably some shit I gotta work on still, you guys. Like I don't see it being a thing really of me having friendships with men. I'm saying it because it's relevant. Because he came on the show and like I just met this guy and I was like, yo, you should come on my podcast and talk about all this nerdy shit, please, because I love it. Conspiracy theorists, government operations, like, yeah, what was the title of the episode? Human origins. We went deep just at the bar, and I was like, yo, you need to get on the podcast. But I think I would have been less likely to ask him to come on a podcast if he was like your typical masculine straight man, or perceived, or what are they calling it, presenting, or straight presenting man. So there's that. No shade or anything. I love Darshel. Cool guy. I think that's all I really wanted to say about that. I kind of wanted to just introduce where I met this guy from and my initial like thoughts about, the dynamic of our relationship, because I don't have male friends, and I was like, yo, it seems like all my male friends are gay. Shout out to Joshua, and he's out. He's very open about it. So I'm like, I don't really have many. And then shout out to C. Allen. Okay. I don't have many guy friends who are just out like that, except for who are I don't have any men who are friends except for gay men, typically. So we'll see about that. We're gonna go into Nino. That was the last episode that just aired. I know I'm skipping around right now, but we were kind of on the topic of male friends because technically Nino counts as a male friend, but he's my family member. Like, he's linked to my family, like, genetically through my sister. So there's that. That'll be, I think, yeah, outside of family and homosexuals, I don't really hang out with men or talk to men. I got cousins, male cousins, uncles, fucking coworkers or acquaintances. Can you imagine? Like, what are we really doing? Like, what are straight women and straight men who are not like sleeping together or dating? Like, what are they doing together? Like, what are they hanging out and like talking about? Like, I don't even. I can't imagine, because I don't know. It just seems like men and women both behave differently in front of each other for whatever fucking reason. But it feels like you only see men being them true selves, like, around other men. And I know there's probably some women out there who's like, no, not my man. He's my best friend. That's just weird. It's weird that your best friend's your male spouse or counterpart. Like, get a real friend. And maybe I'm just projecting. Maybe I'm just traumatized or something. It just, I don't know. It makes more and more sense why I don't have male friends the older I get. So maybe it's just that. If you slept with him, he's not your friend. So, or if he wants to sleep with you, if you friend zoned him, but he's still interested, if you changed your mind, then he's not your friend. So, and I've talked about that before. But anyway, let me go to the next episode. I had after Darshel. Oh my God, do I really want to go into this? I don't want to give her too much clout because, okay, so Cyan, y'all heard on that. That was actually, of the 3 guest stars episodes, that was the most popular episode. Shout out to Cyan in Denver, Colorado. Bless her heart. Or did I say Colorado? Where the fuck did I say? Shout out to Cyan and where the fuck is she? Denver. Did I say Denver or Chicago? Denver, Colorado. That's where she's at. Um, yeah, of the 3 episodes, the most recent 3 with the guest stars, virtual over the phone, the one with Cyan was actually the most popular one, and I believe it's because uh, of all this immigration news that's going on right now, all this shit that's happening with. Oh my god, I don't like giving people clout on. I don't like giving energy to things, you know. But let's just say it like ICE. So I don't know. Apparently, ICE has gone rogue or something. I don't follow the news. You guys know. But I gather whatever information as it comes, and I do my own research if I'm interested. So I'm seeing like from one side we have ICE is going around and they're just like what some mob boss gang going around and just taking people out. Don't matter if you're from here or not, or type shit, like on some gangster shit. Some motherfucking gangster shit. Like, can you imagine? Like, come on, this is America. Even like that's just like the farthest end of the spectrum of like the extreme of what I'm hearing on one side is like, yeah, they're going out here and they're just like popping niggas off. Respectfully. Sorry, I'm not trying to downplay it or anything like that, what's actually going on. And then the other side we have, oh well, they're upholding the law and they're doing their job, and and nothing else. So I don't know. I'm trying to find the middle ground to that. Like, what if they're doing both? Like, what if, yeah, they are upholding whatever duties they have to, like, I guess, remove illegal immigrants from the country, which I agree with. I'm going to just say that. But at the same time, it's like, what if they're also going around just trigger happy, popping off at, like, Americans and people who have been here who are not illegal immigrants? That I don't agree with. That's wrong, obviously. But then I'm thinking, okay, the people who are saying, like, this is me just playing devil's advocate. The people that are saying, hey, they're going rogue, they're killing Americans, look at this. They're all generally on one side. We know what side it is. And let's just say that same side, typically the people who are on that side are at these events all over. You're more likely to get shot at a rally or a protest if you're a liberal versus a conservative, because that's what you do. You go around and you rally and you protest. Does that make sense? So, of course, it makes sense that quite possibly the people who are witnessing the criminal act of, like, murder, like unjust murder of Americans or whatever by ICE, quite possibly they're antagonizing the situation. Just a thought. Shh, don't come for me. I'm just speaking what comes in my head. I'm like, quite possibly they could be antagonizing the situation. You rarely see a conservative getting, like, tear gassed or, like, gunned down by police because they're hardly at those events or in those situations. Am I doing too much? That's just me. I'm not saying that these people deserve to die. Absolutely. Nobody deserves to die. Like, come on, it's not that deep. Like, just put them in, if they're acting out, just put them in jail if they're American or something, or give them some kind of fine. If they're illegal, deport them, we can, like, but if it sounds like, or to me, I'm not, like I said, I'm ignorant. I don't watch the news. But it sounds like hey, maybe like let the chips fall where they may, where they may, because like, and also there's another thing about the media in general, like just that other layer where like, what if none of this is actually happening? Gotta put that out there. What if none of this is actually happening? Like, what if no one can say firsthand, like, yo, I saw this. This is what happened. People are being recorded a lot more. Let me see some videos. I don't know. I'm not going out looking for these kind of videos. First of all, like, I don't know. What if the videos were put in a different kind of context, or misinterpreted in a different way? All I'm saying is, like, I'm not believing everything that I see online. Okay, where I'm at right now in beautiful Sedona, I don't see any ICE agents. Everybody's living their fucking life out in nature and enjoying this, beautiful planet. I'm not seeing any ICE agents. Now, one of my jobs, I'm not going to say which one. Obviously, it's not my hotel job, but I do work at a local restaurant in Sedona. And one of my jobs, I think a couple weeks ago, were saying that, hey, ICE, in the group chat, they were saying ICE is in the Verde Valley, which is like, Verde Valley encompasses like a lot of neighborhoods around Sedona, Cottonwood, I forget which ones, maybe Jerome, I don't know. But, and that, like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound insensitive, but when I saw that message pop up in the group chat, I couldn't help but laugh, because I'm like, wow, why are we spreading this fear through work? Like, what does this have to do with work? They were saying, be careful, ICE is in the Verde Valley. Okay, are you an immigrant? Like, what are you needing to be careful about? Are you an illegal immigrant? I mean, not an immigrant, an illegal immigrant. I know, I went off on a tangent about that. But that immigrant episode with Cyan, shout out to her, bless her heart, that was the most popular one of the three. I'm assuming because of all of this stuff that's going on with ICE. And from my knowledge, from my understanding, Cyan herself and her family, her immediate family, are legal immigrants. They are immigrants, but they are legal immigrants. But, I'm not going to lie and say that, most of our conversation was, guided from her, if you heard it, and it was about her family, like, ancestry line and, all of that. So it's only natural that the general topic of discussion is immigration. I don't know why people are focused on it so much right now if you're not an illegal immigrant. I feel like the only people who should be scared of ICE are people who came here illegally. Does that make sense? Like, I don't live in fear. And if ICE came and shot me in the head today, then I guess it was my time to go. God was like, let's go. I don't need a parade, okay? I don't need any of that stuff. I feel like it'll all just balance out. What will happen, what is meant to happen will happen. I don't agree with innocent people dying, but there's a lot of shit I don't agree with. I'm not God, I just pray for everybody. But I'm guessing that Cyan, like, she's a younger girl, so maybe she's influenced in some ways by the propaganda, and maybe she has a right to being like an immigrant, whether she's feels safe or not. Like, cool, that's your own right, but yeah, just my heart goes out to her, and like, yeah, just don't live in fear, live in your authenticity, and I don't know, maybe get off the internet. I don't know. I'm chilling, not trying to sound insensitive. People die every day unjustly. Where's their parade? Where's their hashtag? I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Give me a minute. Observing myself, just going back to these interviews, I noticed that like between the three, the one that I resonated with the least was actually Cyan's episode. Respectfully, I'm not an immigrant. I'm an American. I was born here. My mom was born here. Her mom was born here. Her mom was born here. Somebody was moved here from Africa at some point. But come on. So respectfully, of all three episodes, the one that I resonated with the least was the immigration. However, she did, near the end, she did have me open up a little bit about my mother. And that goes back to, my general issues with women in general. Just my relationships with women, I think are shaped around my relationship with my mom. And she helped me with that, or helped me remember that or get that out. It was therapeutic for both of us, I think. But that's something I do all the time. I acknowledge all the time where I'm, stuck in some kind of pattern based coming from childhood trauma. I acknowledge that all the time. And not everyone gets to really know. Not everyone does that with themselves or has someone care enough to get them to open up about it. So I believe the episode itself, it was a mutual exchange. But yeah, on her side, I didn't resonate with the immigration part because I'm not an immigrant, but I still wanted to hear her story. I still wanted her to be able to hear her story. Sometimes you got to hear yourself talking out loud. Like, I miss doing this. Actually, I'm not going to lie. I really do miss this. I missed it a little bit. That break was necessary. Yeah, and then the conspiracy stuff with Darshel, that's right up my alley. We could have went way deeper than he could talk for hours. I like talking to people who could just talk, like, for hours. Now my Nino episode, shout out to Nino. Frostbite Entertainment. Nino, like I said, what was the episode? The episode with Cyan was called Immigration and Generational Trauma, because that's literally what it was. We talked about her immigration and my generational trauma. Her generational trauma as well. But, we kind of went deep with that opening up, and it was a mutual exchange. Now, Nino, I'm just keeping it real. Nino was like the first episode, the first interview or guest star episode that I've had where it actually felt like an interview. I think of all three of those episodes, he was the most professional of the three. Like, I listened back to it and I was like, oh my God, I suck at interviewing. I'd be high and I'd be like, yeah, that's crazy. And Nino brought that out in me. He helped me realize that in myself. Like, maybe I need to get better at actually exchanging dialogue as an interviewer, maybe, versus like having a conversation. Because me and Nino have had a fuck ton of conversations. We used to kick it back in Chicago, just talking all day. And it's just like a, back and forth conversation. But I've never been in that situation with him where it was like, yeah, it felt professional. It felt like he's done this before. Like, he's been on so many interviews or podcasts that he just stepped into that, like, that suit or that hat. He put that hat on and then he just became that. And I'm like, listening back, I was like, oh, I was high as hell, and I don't actually know how to. I don't know how to interview people, but that was nice. I feel like that resonated with me the most because it was a music episode. I know this isn't really a music themed podcast, so of the 3 episodes, it did exactly the same as Darshel's episode, viewer wise on YouTube, but it was the lowest performer on Spotify. And I think just because a lot of my listeners don't do it, like it blew up, but the other 2, the Darshel and the immigration episode, really blew up on Spotify. So maybe the timing wasn't right or something like that, but I loved it because I was like, wow, this is a legitimate professional. And I gotta maybe step my game up a little bit. I like just being, like this, but you can tell that the way that he talks and the way that he interviews or guest stars, that he moves with an intention. And I like to believe that I move with an intention too, but yeah. Wasn't ready. I just wasn't prepared. How about that? I wasn't properly prepared to give a proper interview. Was y'all hearing me okay? I don't know. Am I talking to the mic okay? Shout out to Nino. I think that's all I really wanted to cover with all my post interview. Damn, I've only been talking for 30 minutes. Okay, what other shit, you guys, has been going on? In 3 weeks, it has been crazy. What do I have in my notes? So we did have the Super Bowl, or as I like to call it, the annual energy harvesting and exploitation ceremony. This is like the biggest week of the year for energy harvesters, in my opinion, and probably experience. I don't fucking know. Because of Valentine's Day and the Super Bowl, they generally fall like within the same week, sometimes on the same day. I don't think they ever fall on the same day, but sometimes they always fall in the same week. Valentine's Day and the Super Bowl, and it's love energy. It's it's a lot of love energy that's being put out and being drained from us. I believe. I know this to be true. I don't want to sound like hippy dippy woo woo, but I am. So there's that. I'm gonna sound hippy dippy woo woo because that's what I am. And yeah, there's a lot of and shout out to Brandon, who actually put me up on this, my first guest star on this show. Because when I met, dude, that was in 2023. That was my last year. I did not watch the Super Bowl. That was my last year watching the Super Bowl. Whichever one that Rihanna was in was my last year watching the full halftime ceremony ritual and like keeping up with like the score in the game and the talk and shit, which is crazy. When I think about it, I was like, damn, why did it take me so long to fall off? But this year, I'm so proud of myself that it literally didn't even dawn on me until the day of. I was at my hotel job Sunday morning, and I was bringing my dog up, and they had a gathering of dogs, and they were like, oh yeah, the game's later. And I was like later this week? Like, what do you mean later? They're like, it's later today. I'm like, the game? Damn, it didn't even dawn on me. Like, and normally I'm keeping up with all of it because I like rabbit holing and going into my little, conspiracy theories and shit. But anyway, I'm grateful that I missed it, and I'm praying for everyone who didn't miss it. I really am praying for you. I'm not trying to be funny, even though I'm laughing. I pray for everybody who did not miss the ritual. Did you guys know? Hey, fun fact. Let me get this guy's name. Did you guys know it was held on February the 8th? And it's the same day as 𝙬𝙧𝙧𝙧. 𝙬𝙧𝙧𝙧. It's 𝙬𝙧𝙧𝙧, last name Levi. He's a French poet and writer. Did you know that his birthday was also the same day as the annual energy harvesting ceremony, Super Bowl? I don't even know who the fuck that is. This is just something that comes through my my algorithms because, I don't watch the game. I sort of watch people's commentary around the game. Not the game specifically, the coding and the satanic symbolism that is laced throughout the entire fucking thing. If you're not aware of it, then like I'm praying for you. I really am. It should be super relevant by now. You either are super aware of it and you're embracing it, or you're just ignorant. But yeah, his birthday, he's a French poet and writer, Eliphas Levi. His birthday was the same day as that energy harvesting ceremony. And guess what he did? Turns out this guy created the 𝗵𝗶 symbol. The one with the 3 stars where it looks like, it's like a triangle downward and a triangle upward, but it has 6 points or some shit. I don't know. And there's the goat with, the hands and shit, the hermaphrodite goat or whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. Yeah, he created that, and his birthday was on Sunday. So I thought it was just a weird, hey, let's commemorate this satanic occultist guy with the most largest energy harvesting ritual. Millions, billions of people all over the world, and they made this a global thing this year, I feel like. I thought it was just, what are the odds that it wasn't done on purpose? Come on, what are the odds? This was just random. The guy's last name is Levi, and the game was held at Levi's Stadium. I'm not making it up. I'm literally not. Yeah, this is a time where you guys should just shut me off. Turn it off, because this is where my mind goes. No, thank you. Did not catch the entire game in its entirety. Didn't even know about it until a few hours before, and I went to the fucking park. I came, and the parking lot was dead ass empty. It was like Christmas. It was like Christmas, but all the businesses were still open. It just looked deserted. It was a beautiful fucking day. I had parking. I had the whole park to myself. We fucking went on a beautiful walk. I flew my drone that day. While most of the world were getting their energy harvested. So that was crazy. What else did I learn about the Super Bowl? Yeah, I thought it was kind of odd that they intentionally had the game at Levi's Stadium on his birthday, and he's the guy who created the occultic symbol of the 𝗵𝗶, right? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I don't follow that shit. But I learned something that Jay-Z's involved in that, in recruiting the halftime performers or something like that. Jay-Z's that big of a deal and rich enough to where he's got say in that, right? I don't listen to Jay-Z's music. I actually never liked Jay-Z as a person or as a musician. I was propagandized into buying the Black album because I thought that nigga was gonna die or actually retire, and it actually got worse. I think that was probably his last real album before or right after he sold his soul. Actually, I think that was his last album right after he sold first album right after he sold his soul for good. The Black album. But never really liked Jay-Z. Well, come to find out, this guy's actually the one booking the halftime performers and the shows and, the symbology and the messages behind what they're trying to get across. Which wouldn't have been that deep for me this year, except for a couple things. This is just where my mind goes from my perception, from where I'm seeing it. I saw the flag of Guyana. Now, listen, they had a whole bunch of flags representing a lot of Spanish-speaking and Caribbean cultures and stuff like that. Cool. But I just thought it was odd to me that Guyana was never heard of up until a couple years ago. The only thing people knew about Guyana was um, a, a tragedy from a cult leader, Jim Jones. It's the only thing people know about Guyana up until like a few years ago, when Exxon, or basically they discovered oil out there, and Exxon's moving in, and they're getting a lot of fucking money. A lot of fucking money and a lot of tourism, a lot of infrastructure, a lot of shit's going on in Guyana. But even I didn't even heard of Guyana up until a couple years ago. And now their flag is being waved around in the Super Bowl. And I pray for all my people in Guyana. For some reason, that didn't make me happy. For some reason, it didn't make me proud. One, Guyana, when I saw that flag in a picture, not live because I don't watch it, it made me send a big prayer to all of my people in Guyana who are being in, who are in that trance, who aren't unaware of what is to come. I feel like they're in for some shit. They're right there next to Venezuela too. A lot of shit's going on over there. And I think it kind of pissed me off a little bit that they're like bringing these third world countries in there just for some kind of clout chasing, elitist message that they're trying to get off. And there's literal blood on their hands at the end of it all. At the end of it all, there's going to be blood on their hands. I don't know. Am I sounding like too hippy dippy woo woo? I know I am. So yeah, the fact that Jay-Z books or has something to do with whatever performer comes on there and decides that whatever the message is going to be, let's bring in places like Guyana. Had a whole bunch of flags, but the one that Guyana struck a nerve. So something's going on with that. I also think it's weird that wasn't he in the fucking Epstein files? Didn't that just come out like in the last 3 weeks? I'm glad I missed all the hot energy. I'm glad it's kind of cooling off. Hopefully, like there's more and more shit coming out. But I would say most people who have, who don't live under a rock, who have social media access, kind of get the gist of what the fuck was going on in those Epstein files, which I don't even really want to get into because I'm not into it. But I just think it's weird that right before, or right after those files were released, right after people are seeing who's in it, or it'd be faster to count who's not in it. How about that? There's so many people. It's probably faster to count who's not in the Epstein files. But Jay-Z's one of them, lo and behold. But we all knew that already. So once it was confirmed, and then we see this whatever message, I couldn't decipher the message because I didn't watch the show and I didn't read anyone's comments on their deciphering of the fucking show. I just got the basics. And when I saw the Guyana flag, I was struck. And then when I discovered that it fell on the same day as this occultist poet guy, and it was held at a stadium that, coincidentally had his last name, I was like, I'm just so glad to be on the outside of that. That's really all I need. I think I need to sprinkle some salt around here because it's feeling a little dark right now that I'm talking about it. Hold on, bro. Where's my Bob Marley? I need to... because it is real. Okay, energy exploitation, it's real. It's your love energy. It's the most powerful energy there is. And I know I talked about this. Please go back to Van Life Diaries, my Van Life Diaries on YouTube, episode number, it's between the first 5 episodes. It's what inspired probably Van Life Diaries. The first episode of the Chandie Speaks podcast is on YouTube way back. It was right after the fucking Super Bowl. I don't know. It's a real fucking thing, and you need to be aware of it, or they're just gonna take it. And furthermore, okay, let's get into these commercials, right? Like I said, I didn't watch the game, but I see other people's commentary around the game. I did not watch any of the bullshit, but you can actually tell a lot about. Well, I've learned in the last couple years that I've only been sort of studying the commercials and commentary of the ritual, you can actually tell a lot about what they're trying to roll out and what the state of the world is in, based off of the kind of commercials that they show and who's in them, really. Because, like, okay, I don't know the fucking numbers, but ain't it like millions of dollars? I think it was like $8 to $10 million for like a 8-second to 20-second clip or something like that. Commercial. It's millions of dollars. It's stupid expensive, okay? So there's that. So you have to have people who are willing to, not only willing to put up stupid amounts of money to get their message across, but why? Why are they willing to put up stupid amounts of money to get their message across? Number one, and then it's like, how? Like, you have to have the people who are like able to do that. And how are they able to do that? Like, why is Ritz Crackers having Super Bowl advertisements? They got Super Bowl money to do advertisements on Ritz Crackers. Why are they pushing Ritz Crackers? And why is it with, like, I forgot, I think I saw a clip, it was like Scarlett Johansson or some shit. I don't know, probably because I'm talking about it right now. Anyway, the one that I thought was, it came up in one of my stories from one of my friends on Instagram. It was a Jewish boy walking down the hallway getting bullied by other kids who just so happened to be non-melanated kids, bullying this other non-melanated kid who they just knew was Jewish, I guess. They wrote like "dirty Jew" in his locker. Already this commercial is ridiculous. Like, already it sounds a lot like back in 2021 or 2020 when they were like, "Stop Asian hate." And it's like, wasn't hating on them until you said something like, what the fuck? Like, nobody was hating. Like, what? Why are you trying to push a message of stop hating on a particular group of people so bad? We weren't even thinking about it. Okay, I guess the Jew thing is kind of different. A lot of people are talking about that lately, right? So it only makes sense that, of course, during the Super Bowl, maybe some good Jews got together and they were like, hey, man, they could have been like, hey, not all Jews. If they wrote not all Jews or something, that would have been funny. No, I'm just kidding. Don't take me serious. But I just thought it was appropriate considering, this last year I would say was probably like in my lifetime of 36 years, it's probably like the biggest Jewish hating year that I've ever witnessed, from everyone around me. And I think it's all just like, not even, I think it's all just been online. I haven't met a person in real life. Okay, I do have a couple homies who will tell me straight to my face, like, yo, they don't care, about that group of people. But for the most part, no one's actually like talking about that in real life. I think it's all just been online, It's all been commentary. It's not everybody. It's just been what my algorithm has been guiding towards, I guess. Let's just be real. Because people don't go out and talk like that in real life. People don't go out and say and just drop the N-word with hard R's unless they're really fucking brain dead, or really fucking like something's wrong with them. I'd feel sad for people who go out and drop hard R's or hard J's on people in real fucking time. Like, I pray for those people because they're obviously brain dead. No one really talks like that in real life. But that commercial was crazy because it was already crazy at that point. I'm like, okay, they had a lot of backlash on their whatever. They want to come try and like, say stop bullying, based on religion or whatever. They could have did it with anyone, but let's just do it with Jews, right? And they did the hard J in the commercial. And what do? They get a melanated man. They get a black kid to come up and be like, "It's okay, man. I know how it is," or something like that. Like, I know how you feel. Jews taught black people how to be professional victims. Like, that was like, it was, it should have been no surprise to me that they were just, come on. It should have been no fucking surprise to me. Any person who ate that commercial up is, I don't know. You just don't see it. You're not getting it. But I don't know. Was it all just to get me to talk about it like this right now? I'm not advocating for bullying. I'm just saying, like, they have been responsible for infiltrating, or not even infiltrating. They've been responsible for just the direction of black culture, I think. I think it's a fact. With music industry, movies, products, all that, the people, they've had so much influence over black culture, just to ride off of our victimhood, or off of, our fucking struggle. Why why don't you just fight your own fight? Maybe that sounds insensitive, but it's like, okay, I do believe that Jews taught black people how to be professional victims. They just taught us to be better at victimizing ourselves. And I hate to sound like that because I don't even identify as a black person, but you know what I mean, right? So that commercial was the wildest commercial I think that I'm even willing to speak on. And the nerve, how dare they? It was kind of funny, kind of ridiculous, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm not bullying anybody in real time here. I'm not bullying anybody online either. That's just kind of lame. But like, yeah, in real time, I'm straight with everybody until you give me a reason to not be straight with you. So, I don't care, what background you come from, what's your this, that, and the other, age, weight, fucking orientation. You just give me a reason to not fuck with you, then I'm not going to be fucking with you. Because it's all energy, baby. It's all energy, and that's what they were harvesting from most of the world this year, and it just gives, I wonder what kind of shit they're going to be trying to roll out on us. Like, I didn't see, obviously, the whole thing, but the commercials, let's see. Ritz commercial, the Jewish commercial, I saw someone else, I'm not going to take credit for this research or this, or bringing attention, point to notice this, but someone said that they have a lot of the same celebrities in this year's commercials than they did in last year's commercials. They have a lot of returning celebrities in their Super Bowl commercials this year, which I'm not taking credit for knowing that. I just because I didn't notice. I don't pay attention to it. And they were saying that it's probably a reflection of our poor economy. Maybe it's cheaper to get the same celebrity, than to get a new one. I don't know. They said it's giving poor. It's giving like our economy is like fucked up, and like the people that got in, just like, it's not what got in, it's why. Why did they get in? They're always going to be pushing cars, right? What's her name? Serena Williams, bless her heart, was pushing Ozempic. She's a professional athlete. She's been a professional athlete all of my life. And now she's pushing Ozempic? What kind of times are we living in? That broke my heart. That really kind of broke my heart a little bit. Like, no, girl. They could have got any other fucking female athlete up in there, but they got the black athlete. When you think of a black female athlete, you think of Venus or Serena. And now, God bless her heart. What is this world coming to? Yeah, I think he's right though. I think we were kind of broke with it this year in the Super Bowl, but we still tried to play it big. And I still have this little conspiracy theory that the Super Bowl in and of itself is like just AI generated fans. Like most people are watching it from their TV. They can do whatever now, bro. Remember they went to the moon, right? I'm thinking now they're about to get AI generated fucking fans in the audience, and no one leaves their fucking house, and everyone goes out and spends all this money and gets drunk, and then just pours all of their fat, stupid energy into the fucking TV every fucking year, and they just keep giving their money away. Am I projecting? I'm projecting. Okay. God, that was crazy though. Yeah. Times are hard. Times are fucking hard for everybody. Times are hard for me too right now. I think I'm going to end it soon. What else? I don't want to end it soon, but I was kind of coming in hot. How about I just take a little break? Get something to drink and take a little break. Coming in hot. What else did I want to talk about? Okay, that guy on a flag in the Super Bowl halftime. I talked about the Jewish bully in the commercial. Talked about my post-interview commentary. Y'all protect your energy out here. It is so real out here. I have whoa. I just read one of my notes that apparently I wrote a minute ago, because I jot down notes and I'm like, all right, talk about that on the podcast. And then when I get up there, but it's been 3 weeks, you guys. And this was a long time ago, but apparently I wrote down a point to talk about this. Women eating their placentas. Do I want to talk about that? I just kind of felt, I just wanted to hear how it sounded. Let me say it again. Women eating their placentas. How does that even sound? I'm with it. Real talk. If I got pregnant, I would straight up. What they do is they grind. I just learned this. They grind it up into a powder and put it into capsules. They be microdosing their fucking placentas, dog. And it's supposed to be like really good for you. I want to scare away all my men listeners right now. All you motherfuckers, get off this. This is for us. Let's talk about the nutritional value of eating your placenta. I'm dead ass. I can't stop now. While the placenta contains some nutrients, the amounts available after common preparation methods like steaming and dehydrating for capsules are too low to have a physiological effect, and consuming it carries potential health risks. What? Fuck you. There's purported versus proven nutrition. Proponents of placentopathy. It's called placentopathy. Placentophagy. Eating the placenta. They claim it can boost energy levels and fight fatigue, prevent or lessen postpartum depression, which I can kind of see, increase breast milk production, replenish iron stores, and other micronutrients. However, scientific studies have not validated these claims. Fuck. I was way too excited. The amount of iron in a typical dose of placenta capsules is insufficient to treat iron deficiency, and studies have shown no significant differences in material iron status, mood, or milk supply compared to a placebo. The positive effects reported by some women are likely a result of a placebo effect. Okay. you know what? Half of me kind of believes that it is a placebo effect thing, but the other half of me is thinking like, fuck Google. You're lying to me. You've been listening to me this whole time. You want my placenta so that you can feed your rich fucking hungry billionaires who just, feed off of placentas and babies. So there's also that half. So yeah, because apparently you have to like fight to get your placenta. I think it's just a general principle. Even if I don't eat it, I think I at least want to keep it so I can bury it or something. Because I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing with my shit. If I were to get pregnant, and if I were to have a birth in a hospital, which I would never recommend, at least to someone young and healthy, I believe, like home births or water births, I'm for that, but don't put me in a hospital. What are they doing with the placenta and all the other parts? Like, I saw something about circumcision too. Like, where are they taking that foreskin? I heard bitches keep their foreskin of their kids, which is low-key creepy and weird, but at the same time, it's better. It's safer with you than it is wherever the fuck else they are gonna put it. I don't know. Maybe I'm too much into it, but nah. First off, I wouldn't believe in circumcision because I think it's torture and it's unnecessary to a fucking infant. But if it was absolutely like medically necessary, then I'm keeping all parts that you remove from me or my fucking child. That's just all I'm saying. I should have the right to that. Until I die, I'm a donor, I guess. I don't even know what they do. What do they do to my body when it dies? And at that point, I wouldn't care because I'm dead. Anyway, I'm glad I went on that little tangent. I'm not going to talk about that next week. Probably. I was talking to other women about it, and there's some women who do it. There's some, or not other women, like in real time. When I say talk, man, when I just said it right now, I meant like online. I don't know anyone in real time, in real life. We got to start saying that. We got to start saying, oh, in real time versus, not in real time, because that we're being like sort of sucked into this reality online, and we're conflating it. It's blending in with reality, and we don't actually know what actual reality, and we don't actually know what we have to keep. Me personally, maybe I feel like we would do a lot better if we said that, because when someone says like, oh yeah, I know a lot of people who have, problems with ice, and it's like, do you know these people, or you just met them online? Or you saw their comment and then you jumped in their DMs and they told you their story and then, or something like that. Like, do you know these people? Like, in real time? Did you meet? Because there's a big energy difference. Someone is like more likely to just pour out whatever the fuck is like that they're thinking about, true or not, when they're online. When they feel like they're in that safe space. Bring someone out in the real world. God damn it. And ask them to have that same kind of passion that they have online. It's a different vibe. People don't talk like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know anyone in real time who has eaten their placenta or kept their son's foreskin. Oh, actually I do. I do know a lady who kept her son's foreskin. Shout out to her. That's cool. I think that's fucking dope. Are all the male listeners gone now? That was great. Yeah, they're trying to take over our bodies and our mind and our spirit. And they don't really want us to put up a fight for it. They want us to be willing to just give them our bodies, our mind, our spirit, our energy, our soul. I love my soul too much. I think that's why I don't pay attention to any of it, because my soul needs to be cleansed, in a cleansing state. I need to. I can't dirty it up with all that shit. That that people generally fucking bitch about. I don't relate with any of it, fam. None of it has nothing to do with me. And I pray for you. Bless your heart. Bless your fucking heart. I'm grateful that I had my break. I'm going out of the country. Bitch, I'm going to Costa Rica in 36 days, 1 hour and 3 minutes. And yeah, I think that's all I want to say about that right now. I got a lot of shit on my mind. A lot of shit on my mind. I slipped into a Damn it. I'm ended on this. I don't even know why I'm ended on this. It's kind of a low note, but I slipped into a pre-vacation depression. Right around the same time I finished all those interviews. A pre-vacation depression. How would I describe that? It was just sort of accepting the full weight of my decisions. And it kind of made me depressed, I think. Why did it make me depressed? I don't know. I'm just like, I'm over it now. I don't know how to describe it right now. It's not that I'm over it. It was part of the seasonal depression. It was just accepting the weight of everything that that I'm choosing to do, and just like balancing 2 jobs and van life. Yeah, just sort of an existential dread, I would say. Just sort of, I don't know, feeling like there's no amount of passport stamps that I could attain that'll fill the void of just feel this, I don't know, that feeling. Oh, I don't know. I would probably describe it as loneliness, I guess. But it's kind of deeper than that. Not like human connection loneliness. I don't know. Companionship. I don't know. Yeah, I think I sort of sunk into a depression just about like, yeah, I'm about to go on to another trip. I'm doing everything. I'm balancing everything. I'm doing it. And it's like working out and I'm all by myself. And the more that I do it, the smaller the group of people who could understand me gets. Like right now, I'm a part of like 14% or 11% of the world who has traveled to more than 5 countries. The more countries I get to, that percentage goes lower and lower. And it's kind of just a lonely fucking game. And I don't know why I'm still doing it, really. What the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing? I don't even know why I'm still doing it, except that it's like a habit at this point. You gotta go somewhere. You gotta get another passport stamp. Gotta make more money if I want to keep going places. Hey, maybe the fucking plane might fall out of the fucking sky. I don't know. I haven't been on the plane since this quote unquote like government shutdown. When did that even happen? Was that 2025? My last plane was in April of 2025. What year is it? Shit has probably changed a lot. I don't live in fear or anything like that, but hey, every time I get on the plane, I'm like, this could be the plane that falls out of the sky. It's kind of depressing. I don't know. I'm kind of weird. But yeah, that's kind of how I can feel I can describe it right now. How it was feeling. It was like, it was heavy. It was fucking heavy. I remember I was like I was at work and someone asked me how I was doing. And it was like already after they asked me how I was doing, it's like your first, like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, good, how are you? They're like, good. And then I go to start working and then they're like, hey, how are things? How are things with you? And I just started crying. Like I am not okay. I am fucking freaking the fuck out. I could die. I don't know. That's that depression for you. I think I don't know. It seems weird to end it out on that, but it's real. Yeah, I just been trying to keep it cool. I'm going out of the country again. Everything's set up. Got my dog sitter, my van sitter, my ticket, my room. Got a friend to even go with me this time. Maybe even have a couple dollars to spend out there. I'm kind of broke right now. May have a couple dollars to spend out in Costa Rica, but I'm going. I have a lot to be grateful for. But yeah, every time I start spiraling, I'll think about like how great it is, and then I think about how bad it could get. And really the worst that it could get is just me spiraling and freaking the fuck out and not being able to keep my shit together when things start not going as planned. That's my big killer. I worried myself sick. I'm good. This has been a good podcast. This has been a good episode right here. It's already been over an hour. Yeah, thanks for listening this far. Thanks for bearing with me with the last 3 episodes, with the sound quality. But yeah, I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm hungry too. I'll see you guys next week.